from the course itself so far?
Bit curious about stretchers, never used them.
Really, they are pretty broken in Ace at the moment. You're more likely to kill yourself using them than not using them. There is literally, apart from the small speed increase that you gain, then that you'll be able to walk at full speed with the casualty, rather than having the drag speed, which is a slightly reduced walk speed. You've not got much over it, unfortunately, and it's the more stable option when it comes to how Ace will handle you treating the casualty. So generally, most situations, you're best off just doing the fireman carry with Ace.
Just quick question. Now that we've seen all the dioramas and stuff, is it worth going to a different version of the infantry training server so we can spawn, so you instructors can spawn vehicles?
That'll be up to T-Hawk once he returns on, if he returns.
Back in 2 minutes.
But unfortunately for the time being, though, it's more of a case of having to finish this bit as we go along. The original plan, I think T-Hawk had a much better original plan for the ending exercise to try and keep this more involved. Is obviously, unfortunately, this is a very theoretical subject to take on compared to, you know, fighting mods where everyone has a part to play. Only really one person in a section is a combat lifesaver, so you can imagine for any exercise you'd have to go through it multiple times for everyone to be that combat lifesaver or be the platoon medic in any situation. So really it was just a case of being able to give you the best idea possible of the theory that's been explained so far, so you can take it and apply it to the server rather than needing to run through multiple exercises on the training server to get the same sort of experience. If everyone catches my drift there.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So really, what we're just trying to make sure here is that everyone is, as I said earlier, much earlier in fact, that everyone here is comfortable with what they've learned so far today in both the combat lifesaver and field medic roles, and that they feel that they can happily take this to the server and work it down, even if it's like just going up to your squad leader and saying, hey, what about some buddy teams, if we can get those organised? You know, and even if the squad leader doesn't know, it's just quickly mentioned that, hey, well, if we split the 5 teams down further into 2-man teams, then you've got your buddy teams, and you can apply what you know, what has been taught today, and to the server. No, it's not unfortunate. It's not possible to turn on the strobe on the ambulance.
Where do you get stretchers from?
Back of the ambulance, or they'll be given to you by the mission maker. Generally, if you come to the back of the ambulance, you'll see that there's quite a few medical supplies stored in them by default. Did T-Hawk also mention the special ability ambulance vehicles have in Arma? And the med tents for the fact?
No.
No.
Static just spawned a helicopter.
Did he? Oh, he did. Let me just cover this quickly. In Arma, ambulance vehicles and the medical tent have the special ability to grant the user that's in the field of action of them. In most ambulance cases, you'll be at the back doors. You'll be able to use med kits or other special things like morphine and epinephrine, whereas in a mission you may not be able to normally use them depending on what modules are active at the time.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
What's up? How's it been? Did you get your ACU back?
This also works again in the medical tent. If you drag a person inside of them, you'll be able to treat them.
Hey Ray, come back over there.
Static, are you spawning vehicles?
Yes.
Dark side, be quiet.
You should spawn the medical Blackhawks.
Be quiet.
Because those are rarely used.
Class name.
I'll get the class name for you. But yeah, so how you been?
Oh.
Go on.
So as I said, any ambulance vehicles or med tents, you can act as a temporary medic whilst you're in the vicinity should the needs come to it, but in most cases you'll find that a CCP has already been established on that vehicle or med tent and you're just simply handing the casualty off. It's more for emergency situations. It's not really realistic in training standards, but for a gameplay standard it's a good last line of resort to be in the know about. But right, we have our medical helicopters now. This was going to be the bit where Teal would have a better idea of organising a Cassivac run, as unfortunately I'm more practical with the helicopter base side of it, whereby you're going to be communicating with the medic himself, or the combat lifesaver on board will be communicating with the medic himself. Just give me a moment. Right, so calling in a Cassivac helicopter, the first thing you need to do before you can even consider calling in the Cassivac helicopter is whether or not you can, well, I believe Teal, actually, sorry, did Teal go over this with you guys for establishing a safe Cassivac LZ?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll trust that he went over it in a good enough detail. I can only really emphasise the fact that for any pilot, especially with some newer ones, that you're going to have to give them plenty of space to deal with themselves, because you'll find they're going to be very twitchy once they start getting down to a low speed manoeuvring status. You have to forgive me, guys, you know, I'm having to think on my feet here for once. Teal has the best idea of what we were going to do.
I just got back now, Dad, just the end of that.
Ah, right, excellent. Just so you know, Static has got us 2 Black Orcs. So we could go along with the final Cassivac exercise if you want to.
Let's have a look here. How's it with time? We're actually over time by a whole lot that I didn't think we'd be over.
So you were wrong then on the original time estimates.
Yeah, way off.
Oh well. It's up to you then.
I have this exam just ready to give out now for everybody.
Okay.
It's going to be a little bit more trickier than the one before. So everyone just hang on a second.
Right, well, everyone should then safety their weapons, tab out, and ready for the final exam.
It is 0:43 or 0:44. We'll end this at 0:49.
Braza, go back with the group. Thank you.
We're supposed to be
There,
okay.
there's the link.
Morley, you hear me?
I can.
Morley.
What's up?
That's a no.
Hello?
Okay.
Hey, can I request a clarification?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, can you, what do you mean by assigning non-wounded casualties, as in non-wounded assist casualties?
Yeah, as in, so for every non-wounded person, you assign them to a wounded person.
Okay.
Alright guys, that's finished up. Close that. Hopefully everyone's got their stuff in.
Man, you just closed it? Alright. I just sent it. Can you open it again?
Let me check. Yeah, I just opened it there. You guys are very lucky, because I'm very, very lenient. If I was somebody else, I probably wouldn't allow it to open it again. Mark just reminded me there, in my fucking notes, I reversed casualty and, sorry, when I said ambulatory and litter, I reversed them by accident in my fucking notes. Somebody who is ambulatory can walk. Somebody who is litter can't walk. So I know one of the questions through there in the exam actually pertained to the wrong fucking description of ambulatory, so I'll just admit that. That's my fault, I wrote it down wrong in my notes.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. I actually always make that mistake whenever I see ambulatory.
That confused the fuck out of me, that question.
Yeah, definitely call me out in these things, like, I can't remember who did it before, but the medical and the triage thing, because I just completely reversed them in my notes when I was writing them, like a retard.
I thought that was just a trick question.
I'm not big on trick question. Alright, well, let's look at the results now. Okay, fine. Okay, so the right answer is, guys, question 2. At section level, what is the first thing a combat medic should remember? Rifleman first is the answer. During triage, who takes priority? Bleeding, or rather, is this the one that's fucked up, or do you mean question 8, Mark?
I meant question 8, I believe.
Alright.
Well, that one that you're about to read out is a tricky one, because originally you said, you know, platoon leader, then you came back and said Well, medics are first, and then platoon leaders.
Yeah, and do you remember what I said about combat effectiveness before rank?
Yeah, this one you can restore his effectiveness if he's ambulatory.
Yeah, so an ambulatory medic is able to fix himself up, whereas a bleeding platoon leader will take priority. So if a platoon leader is bleeding and a medic isn't bleeding but he's ambulatory, then you would want to go for the bleeding platoon leader first.
Oh.
Yeah, but hang on. Based on your previous definition of ambulatory, when you said before, it kind of sounded like the ambulatory medic was unconscious or unable to move. So in that case, I chose him as priority.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay, then it's probably my fault.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Even if he's not ambulatory, if he is conscious, that's enough for him to fix himself.
Yeah.
But if he's passing out.
Well, essentially, the takeaway from this, guys, is if a medic is passed out and the platoon leader is bleeding, I mean, the ambulatory medic will not die, but the platoon leader will. You guys know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, even in this situation, the way I explained it wrong and the actual right way about it, the bleeding platoon leader still is a higher priority because he will die eventually, whereas the medic, and what I meant in this one is a medic can't move. He is still okay, even if he's unconscious, he's not going to die, whereas a bleeding platoon leader will. So that looks like it confused a lot of people. It's probably partly my fault for explaining ambulatory wrong. What should a field medic of any type know before moving to a casualty? So the answer to that is the call sign and the net of the casualties unit. It isn't the status of the casualty because you don't need to know that before going somewhere. You just need to get there. And locations of enemies isn't important either, in the sense that you're not going to be moving through enemy locations. You're going to be moving from friendly lines to other friendlies. So the call sign and net of the casualties unit that you're moving to is the most important thing to know before moving. And then following that up, you have their location. Following that up, you have... Oh no, that's it actually. Make sure you have your own security before you move. What should a combat medic do at a CCP? It's take control. What is the role of a flight medic? To move stabilized casualties for advanced treatment. What is a casevac? Any standard vehicle used for extracting a casualty. In regards to a medevac... Okay, this is the one I fucked up, isn't it? In regards to a medevac 9 line, line 5, what is an ambulatory casualty? A mobile casualty. So you guys fucking knew I said it wrong and none of you fucking corrected me.
Pretty much.
Well, I wasn't sure.
You were in command.
Seriously, guys, if I fuck up, you have to tell me. Like, in my notes, I actually reversed them. They're wrong in my notes completely. I just was not paying attention.
I don't think you told it to us wrong. I think you said it correctly.
Did I?
No, he said it wrong. He said like
he said we were looking at that PDF file and he said a litter casualty is one that can walk and an ambulatory is one that cannot.
Yeah,
a more general term is non-ambulatory because litter it's like catchphrase.
Litter is
that's the thing you hoist them into helicopters with.
Oh, okay.
I just thought it was a trick question.
No, we'll count that one out. But no, that's my fault, guys. I completely fucked up on that one. What is a rolling CCP? A CCP used for rapid friendly advancement. What should any ambulatory medic expect of a CCP? Preparedness and ready to move casualties. Yeah.
If you take away question 8, I've passed.
I'll check now real quick about who... I think pretty much everyone passed, but I'll check anyway.
Yeah, I think I got 2 wrongs this time.
2 wrong is a pass still.
2 wrongs is alright.
What's the minimum?
9 question... Or 9 question... with 8. 6. Does anybody think they got more than 2 wrong? Discounting the 8? No.
Can wait on actually.
Batmark filled out my survey. Alright, let's go to the survey. So asking about, actually just checking that one more time, so question 3. So does everybody understand why, even with the wrong and the right explanation of ambulatory, does everyone understand why a bleeding platoon medic would take priority over a medic who is just slightly wounded?
To be quite honest, since you've explained it after
mainly because of
after the
leadership, and because the leader is dying.
Yeah, but even with the wrong explanation, let's say the medic is either has broken legs or is unconscious, but is not going to die. Do you still understand why a bleeding platoon medic would take priority?
Yeah.
Because he can be saved. Inactive.
Personally, I sort of got a bit confused about the word ambulatory in the 2 questions where it mentioned it. What the meaning was of it.
Yeah, in question 8, ambulatory, the wrong explanation of ambulatory definitely fucks it up. But in question 3, both the right and wrong explanation still.
Yeah, it's also a bit confusing because an ambulatory medic, you explained, is somebody who has like an ambulance and moves around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
It's
thinking
just that
getting
he
that
can
guy
move
to help
around.
you as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
What's up, Static?
If you still want to do the gas evac thing, I spawned in gas evac helicopters.
We're running way over time, so.
Okay.
But yeah, ambulatory literally just means can move. That is all you should take away from it. It's very, very straightforward.
What the hell is this crate here on the airfield?
Cookies.
And why does it have door?
It's a medical thingamajigger. What is it?
Oh, that's just another hospital.
Def, you actually you got right on the mark.
Did I?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
I knew I was right.
You got so you got 6. If it was out of 9, you got 6, but because it's out of 8, you got 6, so you're fine.
Cool. Happy with that.
Everyone actually is. Everyone's actually passed. I haven't seen one person that hasn't passed.
Except for Static.
Did Static spell his name right?
Static was I don't even know what Static was doing. Like, he managed to answer choices that weren't even part of the fucking question. Like.
Is there a test or something?
Yeah.
Is that Dark Side? Is that 6?
Yeah, I came in late.
Hey, buddy!
So link me to this test. I want to take it.
It's gonna fail.
Just going through and assigning everyone to field medic who got it.
So 6, how's that map going?
What are these big bomb-looking things on this helicopter?
Fuel tanks.
Yes. This mission needs more quick light.
Napalm bombs.
So, Dark Side, how's that mission going that you're making?
Just kidding, I don't need you to at least build medic every day tag.
While I'm assigning this, guys, I was just talk about the course actually rather than anything else. I was actually a little bit worried about the course, just because it is very theoretical. It's very theory intensive. Like, there's really not much you can do practical wise because it involves a lot of random shooting people until they get into the position you want them to be in. But I understand that all of you guys volunteered to be here, so like I'm sure you probably don't mind sitting here and listening to all that. But I mean, did you guys find that a problem? Like, did you guys not like it? Or
No,
maybe
it was very interesting. It was a good learning experience at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I enjoyed,
Definitely.
I enjoyed learning it from just a real life perspective of stuff.
Still, in my opinion, plus ones, you should try a little more practical. Like, you assign every second guy to be that casualty, and then just to give it a try, how it turns out.
Well,
Do you mean-
jump on the primary.
do you mean like every
yeah,
second?
actual shooting, yeah.
But that
I
will
mean-
happen on the primary no matter what.
There-
You can
There's
take
nothing
all
better
the
than
theory to
a
the
practical
practical.
execution.
Yeah, no, I definitely understand what you're saying. I mean, I actually, like, don't get me wrong, like, when I was making this course, the practical thing was very big in my head, like, 'cause I wanted to try and get it in. Every iteration that I did of it just didn't work. Anytime we had, if we were designating people as casualties and they're just lying down, nobody could do anything. Do you know what I mean? You had to kind of like simulate dragging, simulate carrying, simulate everything. The other option was to shoot somebody and then hope that they didn't die, and hope that they fell unconscious but didn't die from bleeding.
Use 9mm.
You really think that in pairs that wouldn't work?
Yeah, Tjog, use a 9mm. You can get any result you want. It's just a matter of whether you shoot them 4 or 16 times.
Yeah, I'll give that a shot then. Try that for a practical thing maybe. But see, like because we can't do any of the procedures, the big thing is like the dragging, and the big thing is how to get the concealment and stuff, and simulating it just really isn't the thing, especially when you're getting shot at. The best thing I say to you guys right now is literally go to the primary and fucking practice this. Make sure you assign your buddy teams, practice your actions on casualties, take the medical slot, and don't make me angry, you know? Like, but I mean, as of now, all of you guys have the tags. You all have your CLS and field medic tag. So thank you very, very much for coming. Thanks for putting up with me talking for 2 hours. I hope you guys all found it interesting. If you guys want to chat more about real life stuff, then you're more than welcome to pop down to my office. I can chat about real life stuff, because I kind of really wanted to go off on tangents so much just to talk about stuff that happens in real life, but also that. Anyway, the primary server looks like it's pretty packed tonight. 36 people on it compared to what we normally do, so I'd say anyone. What's up?
Will you be doing the next 4 observation course? Or is that Boone?
Was that what observation? Was that not?
That's
It
tomorrow.
No,
They're cancelled.
Was
New?
canceled.
Yeah, was it new? I thought it was new.
Yeah, that's just drama right there. I stopped reading it.
Yeah, I wouldn't go near that if I was you. If 29 Palms gets voted out, he won't do it. If it gets kept, he will do it. So we'll see what we can do. Yeah. Alright, just gonna change this channel. And I'm gonna.
They need a training mission on Palms.
Okay, so I'd recommend everyone who doesn't want to sit and chat hop up to the waiting room and get fucking playing Arma and practice what you just learned. And most importantly, which I said repeatedly throughout the course, fucking constantly say it to everybody else. Just be like, hey guys, set up a buddy team. Hey guys, action on casualties. Hey guys, can I be CLS for the squad? Hey, platoon leader, how about we set CLSs? All that bullshit. Keep that going. Lost Mout is different to CQB in the sense that it's military strategic operations rather than CQB, which is tactical operations, if you know what I mean. So a rifleman would worry about CQB, a platoon leader would worry about Mout.
Okay.
Thank you very much. So
No
I was
worries,
going to
guys.
say thank you very much. I'm going to shoot off, but it's been very interesting.
Cheers, Skull. Have a good one.
Yeah, Angie, mate.
Does anybody know when Fluffer's going to do part 1 of the JTech training?
No idea how about that.
Because it looks like he
Actually, yeah,
canceled
sorry.
the first one.
I'm going to be hopping off now into my channel, and then probably playing something. So I'll chat to you guys later. Thanks for all for coming.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Ray. Let's hear a big round of applause, bro.